It's easy to get stuck reaching for the same familiar fruits and vegetables, even when you know a colorful variety is key. Balance of Nature's fruits and veggie supplements don't replace fruits and vegetables, but it makes it easy to add more variety to what you already eat. With 31 ingredients that are whole fruits and vegetables, switching it up is easy because we've already taken care of the hard part. Go to balanceofnature.com and get a free fiber and spice supplement, plus 35% off your first set as a new preferred customer by using discount code POD.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
A man of tremendous compassion, President Trump has pardoned former Mets legend, New York Mets legend Darryl Strawberry, who pleaded guilty to tax fraud in 1995. The president has pardoned this New York legend who played with the Mets and the Yankees. Mark Sanchez, the sportscaster and former quarterback for the New York Jets, has been fired by Fox Sports after that stabbing incident and his arrest. One campaign ends this week. Another one starts in earnest. Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, and she is no joke, officially starting her campaign for governor against Democrat incumbent Kathy Hochul. Governor Hochul, can you hear me now? You're in deep trouble, Governor Hochul. That in a moment, but first, these animals, and we see all your calls coming in, these savages of Hamas. A funeral just held recently. The remains of one of the Israeli hostages returned, a soldier. And we knew that these savages raped innocent Israeli women, young and old, intentionally got them pregnant. And on this next issue, we all put our head in the sand. We wanted to pretend it wasn't happening to the men that were taking hostages, when in our hearts we all knew the first thing that these savage animals did was rape the men as well, sexually assault them. And so a freed Israeli hostage is now revealing the unthinkable horror during captivity, that he's claiming something even the Nazis didn't do. And, it's a horrible situation. Again, we knew it was happening. To say that it wasn't happening is absolute denial. And this is a reporter in Israel, a woman reporter, describing what the man is alleging.
I want to remind you that on October 7th, Hamas used sexual violence across the board in their attack as a weapon of war. They raped, they sexually mutilated the bodies of Israelis in the most barbaric of ways. And now we're learning how these same terrorists sexually assaulted Israeli hostages in Gaza too. Women and men. Every human rights organization, every social justice warrior, every person with morals, everyone needs to see Hamas and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad for what they actually are. Barbaric, jihadi terrorists guilty of war crimes. They should not be part of anything that has to do in the Middle East, ever.
Agreed. Absolute savages should be wiped off the face of the earth. Dominic Carter here with you on this Friday. And one of the things that I'm happy with the Trump administration, listen, I have not hid away from this fact. I grew up on food stamps in New York City. My family didn't have much. And for people that need help, food stamps should be there. But we've reached the point where generations are dependent, generation after generation after generation are dependent on food stamps. Oh, I'll have another baby. I'll have another one. I'll have another one. And food stamps and WIC. And I don't know if they still have WIC, but baby formula, Similac, and on and on and on. President Trump says those days are numbered.
We have to remain liquid. We can't give everything away based on a number. Here's an example. When I was president, the number that you're talking about was a tiny fraction of what it is now. Biden went totally crazy, gave it to anybody that would ask, gave it to people that were able-bodied, had no problem. Anybody that would ask, we get the number, and it's many times the number of people are on. This wasn't meant for that. It was meant for people that had real problems, in many cases people that were down and out, people that could be saved. It wasn't meant for people that could do whatever they want, the people that say, well, I don't think I'll work, I'll just, collect this money. Take a look at the number of what it was during my administration and what it was during the Biden administration. It went up many, many times my first term.
So now let's talk about the race for governor. You heard me right, the race for governor. I didn't say the race for mayor. I said the race for governor. And this is a different ball game because the demographics are different. It's not New York City where Democrats have a 7-1 advantage. It still favors Democrats throughout the state, but Republican numbers are a bit more even. And I'm telling you, I covered George Pataki directly when he ran for governor and ABC beat the legend Mario Cuomo. I am telling you, this is a much easier race for Elise Stefanik all these years later. She is the next George Pataki. And if I'm Governor Hochul, I am scared to death. Because you threw everything out the window to back Mamdani, and every time Mamdani is asked about you, he's like, we'll get to that when we get to it. So if he doesn't pull out his base for you, you're done, Governor Hochul. Done. And on this Friday, right out the gate, Elise Stefanik releasing an ad.
Elise Stefanik will clean up Kathy Hochul's catastrophe and restore New York's greatness. Elise Stefanik for governor.
And if you don't think she's the real deal, go ask those Ivy League presidents out of a job when they went to those congressional hearings and they underestimated her to their peril. They were all sliced and diced and forced to resign. Stefanik appearing on the Fox News channel.
Republican New York gubernatorial candidate Elise Stefanik joins us now. Congratulations on the big announcement this morning. I know you wanted to wait till after the election on Tuesday to make a decision. You announced it. You released that video this morning. Why do you want to be our next governor?
I'm running for governor to make New York affordable and safe. We have seen decades of single-party rule led by Democrats, and Kathy Hochul is the worst governor in America. New York is the most unaffordable state in the nation, with the highest taxes, the highest energy bills, the highest utility bills. We also have a crime crisis because Kathy Hochul has brought us failed bail reform and has embraced the defund the police Democrats. And after this week, Ainsley, when we saw a raging anti-Semite, pro-Hamas communist who wants to raise taxes, and frankly, he barely won the majority of New York City voters, Kathy Hochul endorsed him and bent the knee. She has failed New Yorkers. So this is a broad coalition of Republicans, independents, and Democrats who know that enough is enough. We need common sense leadership to make New York affordable and safe again.
Governor Hochul, Mamdani may be your downfall. Governor Hochul immediately responding with an ad of her own.
Elise Stefanik is running for governor of New York to do what she's always done, put Trump first. Elise Stefanik, she'll always put Donald Trump ahead of you.
So how are you going to combat that?
My response is I've always put New York families first. Kathy Hochul has put New York families last again and again and again. She's an accidental governor. She's only in this position because she was Cuomo's lieutenant governor. And when New Yorkers were looking for strong leadership from a governor, not to bend the knee to Zoran Mamdani, Kathy Hochul bent the knee. Why did she do that? Because she is hemorrhaging support, even in her own party among Democrats. This is a toxic governor who has a record of delivering the highest taxes in the nation, of hurting hardworking New Yorkers, of turning her back on law enforcement officers and small businesses. New York is in catastrophe because of Kathy Hochul's leadership. So I'm running to always put New York families first. That's what I've done in 10 years of Congress. And by the way, Kathy Hochul was fired after just one term in Congress because her constituents from Western New York know that she failed them, just like she is failing New Yorkers. And I will tell you, Lawrence, the number of Democrats who have reached out to us, who are supporting us in this campaign, these are people that previously voted for Kathy Hochul. They are voting for Elise Stefanik, as well as Republicans and independents, because they want to save our state.
Governor Hochul, I'm ringing the alarm bell. I hope you can hear it, because if you don't come up with a miracle, it is a wrap. Elise Stefanik is no joke. Line 2, Mary on I-84. Good afternoon, Mary. What's going on?
Good afternoon, Dominic. I just had a quick thing where Elise Stefanik was questioning those presidents of those Harvard
the
and
Ivy
everything.
League schools, yes.
Yes. If she would have exchanged the term Jew with African American students when they're calling for the genocide, she would have gotten a yes or no answer like that, you know.
Correct.
So that was just wrong. That's all I had to say.
But wait, now, Mary, are you driving carefully? Where are you on I-84?
Where are we? Hartford.
You're in Hartford. Okay. I can hear your significant other, I believe, in the background there. Are you guys driving carefully?
Yes, he is.
Well, wonderful. Are you going to do something fun this weekend? Are you en route to do something fun?
What?
Are you en route to do something fun this weekend?
Not necessarily. We're just traveling.
Okay, well, drive safely, and thank you to you and the gentleman in the background. You know, I wish I had time, folks. I really would. I said this last year. I really just want to go to like Maine or Vermont and just rent a cabin and just chill, just relax. After a campaign, it's tough, because emotionally it takes you several days to bring it down. Let's go to Robert in Brooklyn, line 5 on this Friday afternoon. Robert, what's on your mind?
Thanks for taking my call. In theory, can't the governor fire the mayor? And if that's the case...
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even throw it out there. It has to be extreme for that to happen. Go ahead.
Right. So, but what I mean is, with Mamdani, wouldn't you want to support Hochul over, challenger like Stefanik?
No, she's going. No. He's going to he's going to stick with the Democrat. The question is, when does he endorse? How warm is the endorsement? And that's that. Well, I don't understand what's the relevance of this.
What I'm getting at is that so many people voted for him in New York City. Plus, all those people who voted for Cuomo, a lot of them are also going to vote for, for the Hochul, because Hochul is not as bad as Mamdani. So I don't know. There's enough Republicans in New York State to overcome all these Democrats.
It's a much easier climb than New York City. Much easier. So if I'm Governor Hochul, I'm a bit concerned, because she's not well liked. And the truth is, she is the accidental governor, even though ultimately she was elected in her own right. We would never have heard from her if it wasn't for Andrew Cuomo. Thank you, Robert, for the call. Let's see here. Oh, I got to take a break. So Judith in Brooklyn, I want you to stand by. Jim in Manhattan, Mark in Hackensack, and all you other folks. We're going to get to your calls. Dominic Carter on this Friday. I call it the Free Friday. We can also talk about anything that you want to. We are coming right back.
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy. Download and subscribe at BeBullish.com.
Men need a store that has the right thing for their thing, like a Kenneth Cole suit made with Choflex fabric to keep them cool at their cousin-in-law's third wedding in the middle of July. Whatever the thing, Men's Warehouse has the clothes for it. Love the way you look, Men's Warehouse.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
I do think AOC is a fraud. I absolutely believe she's a fraud. She came in hard. Remember when she came in, she protested. Nancy Pelosi led a protest in her office against leadership. She was supposed to be the one to change the Democrat Party. She's fallen totally in line. She voted 100% for the Ukraine war. Voted to fund all of that, sending funding, weapons, everything. With her amendment, she exposed herself to be a liar about demanding the end of the genocide in Gaza. So she's exposed herself, and her base is seeing it. I think that's interesting.
No, AOC is a phony. No, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I don't know, folks. I don't know. I told you, folks, that I thought Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman, I thought that she was hot. Well, she's still hot, but my friends think I'm crazy. They think I've lost it. But I don't know this tailored, watered down Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't know. I like the fiery Marjorie Taylor Greene, the one that's always in your face, giving it to you. That's the one that, that I like here. So, let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go to Judith in Brooklyn on this Friday afternoon. Judith, what's on your mind?
First of all, what's on my mind is I speak to people, call me, whatever. It comes 3:00. That's it. I have to listen to you.
Oh,
it's so exciting. Comes 3:00. I'm like conditioned. I have to listen to Dominic Carter. I love the show. I love when people call and everything. So I'm calling because, you said something that triggered. Just recently, I heard a woman, they cut the fruit stamps, right, for food and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this woman was on the news, and she goes like this, what am I going to do? I have to feed my 7 children from 7 different fathers.
Of course.
And they're not helping.
Of course.
Dominic, could you explain this to me? Could someone explain, how does a woman get herself pregnant with 7 different men and have these children? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't.
Oh boy. So Judith, there's a song. It's one of these hip hop songs, and it's called "That's Just My Baby Daddy." That's just my baby daddy, and that's the way these kids roll. This younger generation. You don't have to be married. We can have unprotected sex as often as we want. And if you end up pregnant, I'll just be your baby daddy. And unfortunately, what the women don't know is that the baby daddy's going to bounce, and then you're on your own and you can't take care of the kids, and the cycle starts, and then you repeat it, and then you repeat it again, and then you repeat it again. And if I'm going to be honest with you, add a few abortions in there, add a few, at least 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 7 or 8, add those in there. That's birth control. And then you do it again, all over again. It's the cycle that Democrats have promoted. This is what they tell people to do, Judith. This is why I said a long time ago that I became a Republican and I got off the plantation. To me, it's real easy to see. I don't understand why other people don't see it. You tell me, Judith, you're a woman. Why do women do that to themselves?
So listen, because you know what? I heard that women have memories of a cat. They forget all the time. But you don't understand. Being pregnant is not so simple, Simon, people. Being pregnant, the baby sits on a nerve. You can't sleep. But after 6 months, that's it. You're done with sleeping, taking care of these babies. What do you think? These people dolls? These are human beings. Whatever. The whole thing just doesn't make sense. How could you just have 7 children with 7 different men? And those children, I don't know what they're going to be like.
Don't forget a few venereal diseases in there as well, Judith. Thank you for the call. I want you to have a great weekend. You can have one, and you can have one, and you can have a welfare check, and you can have a welfare check, and Similac, and we're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
But when this brother said that, what you were saying is nobody needs to make more than a certain amount of money. Who the hell are you to say that? This is America. That's not going to fly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, the Democrats, if AOC and Mamdani and people and Bernie Sanders, if folks like that take over the Democratic Party, One or two things happening. The Democratic Party is toast. Or America is.
Stephen A. Smith on Mom Donnie. Our new mayor-elect is still hard to believe. It's depressing. But yes, in a little under 2 months, it'll be Mayor Mom Donnie, the king of New York, the king, the emperor. Do as I say, not as I do. It's interesting. I'm about to go to Jackie in the Bronx, line 2. But I'm in one of these moods, folks. It gets dark early now. It just snuck up on us. So I'm in the mood to grill a steak, right? So when I get home, unfortunately for me, it'll be dark. And once it's dark, then I gotta make sure that the bears don't sneak up on me. But I thought that they're in hibernation. I'm in the mood to grill a steak, or I'm in the mood to go over to Penn Station, and I like to ride the Amtrak to D.C. And I'm in the mood to get on the Amtrak to D.C., go have dinner in D.C., maybe stay overnight, and then come back tomorrow. Then Sunday is right back to work. I don't know. I'm just in one of these frisky moods. You may recall the young man by the name of DJ Daniel, 13 years old, just wants to be in law enforcement, brain cancer. He's battling brain cancer. And he was at the Fox Awards, where the First Lady received an award, and he received one as well. He received the Young Patriot Award, and he walked on stage in his crime-fighting uniform, police officer uniform, 13 years old, with his dad.
DJ, do you want to say a few words?
Well, I do like to thank everybody for being here. And my dad is running for Congress, but I did not like those Democrats being mean to my dad. They kept him out of debates. And I already said this on the interview. If you scared to debate the man, that's all you got to say, unless you want to be a hater.
Now, DJ, there are haters. There are haters everywhere. And I said this the other night. I'll say it again. I'm not at liberty to go into detail because she hasn't given me permission yet. And that's Tammy Tucci. You know that I've been, if you listen to the show, I've been chronicling her double mastectomy, breast cancer situation. I'll just say all that glitters is not gold. And I don't have authority to go into her personal situation without her approving first. But please, folks, just pray for her. She really could use love, email if you have her email address, something on social media, anything to pick her spirits up. Please, I am begging you. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Jackie in the Bronx, line 2. Jackie, are you doing anything good this weekend?
Nothing really in particular. I hope you have a good weekend because you work so hard, Dom. I love you. I love you.
Thank you, Jackie. Love's going right back at you. So wait, Jackie, you don't have a barbecue or anything like that?
Oh, we do. Actually, we're going to eat. We're hungry now. We're going to eat early, so we're just going to.
Are you going to a restaurant or did you cook?
No, we went out yesterday, so we're going to eat home today.
Okay. It sounds wonderful to me. What did you get? What do you have that's good?
Oh, Dom, I got to tell you, I was cracking up. I saw a video of a reporter from the Daily Caller, and he was on the streets of Manhattan the day after the election, and every single person he asked, and he asked like a few dozen people. I saw like 12, 13 people he questioned. They had no idea why they voted for Mandani. He would say like, well, what is it about him? Why did you vote for him? Well, I want, free buses. He goes, well, where are they going to get the money for this?
Right.
They have no idea. Well, I want change. Well, what kind of change do you want? And they had no clue. But my bottom line is that, Dom, for decades, there's been a dumbing down of our education system.
Absolutely.
Right? It used to be college. You send your kids to college. They come home kind of liberal, but now it starts from K to 12.
Sure does.
It's so scary. So I just wanted to throw that at you, see if you agreed. And I'm very worried about the kids. You can't blame the kids because they're not educated. They don't learn history. A lot of them know nothing about 9/11. They never forget. Well, there's a lot of people who don't remember, and it makes me very sad.
Well, it's interesting, Jackie, because I happened to be on the subway the other day, and because I talk for a living, when I'm not on the air, the last thing in the world that I want to do is talk politics, right? And I just like nice and quiet and let me fade into the background. I don't want to talk. I just want to relax. So I'm on the subway, and these 4 young ladies were, I'm not going to say their race. I'm going to leave it alone. They were sitting opposite me, and they were just so loud. And this may sound, and of course they threw a few N-words in there. And this may sound sexist, but all I could think about, Jackie, I was like, now, wait a minute. When I went to high school, females were not loud like this. What has happened? And hey, Jackie, and thank you for the great call and enjoy the food. And then what I realized was that, and it's what I've been talking about for years, I call it the Kim Kardashian effect, the dumbing down of America. And it's so bad with young people now. They say, hey, I want to be like Kim Kardashian. Let me do a sex tape, have it videotaped, and I'll leak the tape myself, and then I can be the next Kim Kardashian. And that's exactly her claim to fame, right? Sex tape with Ray J, whatever the guy's name was. Tape gets released. Some people say her mom released it. I don't know who released it. But in her case, right? So it did work in her case, right? So we ended up spending the other day a few $100s to order, what are these females, these bodysuits or whatever. I don't want to get in trouble. Skims. Yes. I don't want to go into detail because I don't want to get into trouble. But almost $400. What's up, Jonas? I see you in the background over there. Almost $400 for Skims for Kim Kardashian. Now, I don't believe she has a brick and mortar store. This is all the internet. And where did it start? Her sex tape. This is where her claim to fame. Let's go to Mark, line 3, Teaneck, New Jersey. Mark, what's on your mind?
Hackensack, but thank you.
I'm sorry. It did say Hackensack. That's a slip on my part.
It's all good. I would wish that somebody in the Republican Party with deep pockets would pay Eric Adams for early dismissal, and public advocate Jumaane Williams to leave also, because he would fill the seat after that, and leave this city to Zoran right now, and he'd have to think on the fly before he puts a cabinet together.
But no. It doesn't go to Mamdani. It goes to the city council speaker if the public advocate is not available to serve. It does not go to the incoming mayor. Not until January 1. That's per the city constitution. Does not happen. It goes mayor, public advocate, speaker of the city council.
That's 2. So the mayor, Adams leaves, Jumaane Williams leaves, and then you have the city council. He'll be in flux with anything he wants to do, Zoran. He'll be in complete flux.
But do you really want to give this guy a 2-month start on ruining our lives? Do you really want to do that, Mark?
Anyway, I want his base to understand, slap themselves on the forehead instead of saying, I could have had a V8. I could have had a Cuomo. That's what I want.
Right. And now Cuomo was flawed as well, but everybody wouldn't be scared to death under Cuomo. Mark, thank you for the call. Let's go to Gino in Bronx. Gino, what's on your mind?
AOC is not going to run against Putz Schumer. She's going to run against hokey pokey Kathy Hochul because she's more beatable.
Hey, but Gino, do me a favor. I don't like the calling of public officials those names. So just please, while you're on with me, just try to refrain from it. But go ahead. I don't know where you're getting this from. Why would she run against Hochul when there are more Republicans in the state? Why would she want to go to Albany when she's got a national platform? Why would she want to do that?
Schumer is. Schumer has a base in Brooklyn that is almost unbeatable. She would not want to take on Schumer and the Brooklyn base that he has, especially since Hochul is much more vulnerable and much more beatable. And then you're going to have the nightmare scenario of Gavin, Newsom, and AOC running together as the ticket for the Democrats in 2028.
Gino, I don't know where you're getting this from, but thank you for the call. Let's go to line 3, Liz in Florida, the voice of reason, the voice of optimism, the voice of me eating good food. Ugh. Hey Liz, how are you?
Hi, Dominic. I'm doing amazing. It's Friday.
Yes.
I wanted just to mention Hamas. They should be seen for who they are. There are no words to describe this terror organization. They're inhuman. And on that note, I just want to tell you that every week, every Friday, every Shabbos to Saturday is the calming, because you don't have to think about anything but the love of the Sabbath and your family and friends. And I'm a Sabbath observer, and once the sun goes down, I'm in a different zone. There's no politics or horror stories, and there's no TV, and there's no radio. Even Charlie Kirk was a Sabbath observer. And God didn't need to rest on the seventh day. He did it for us. So right now, I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking, I'm baking, and I'm just in a happy zone, and I love you, Dominic.
Oh, thank you. The love goes right back at you, Liz. What are you cooking?
What am I cooking? Well, I made 2 soups, a vegetable and a pea soup. I made 2 different types of fish. Cordina and black cod. I made some chicken. I made some turkey meatballs, vegetables, lots of vegetables. I made an apple strudel and a chocolate strudel. All healthy, of course. Healthy.
And how many people are going to eat that much food?
And challah. Well, it's myself, my daughter, and my granddaughter. And then tomorrow we usually get the whole crowd, our families, the nieces. They all come over for, after shul. But everyone needs to try that. One day, just stop. You don't have to think about it because it's so stressful. I went to see my mom today, and she's like so depressed over everything. And I said, Mom, it's Shabbos. She goes, you know what? You're right. And you got to let it go.
Wow. So wait a minute, Liz. Is your food as good as your cookies? Your cookies are really good. I
am. I'm an excellent cook. I've been cooking. Listen, I have 8 kids. I've been cooking for years and years. I don't eat meat, but I make incredible meat. I don't eat chicken. I make great chicken. I love to cook. The whole kitchen, the whole house is just, the aromas are amazing. But I want you to make your steak tonight, Dominic.
It'll be dark by the time I get home. But hey, Liz, you know who's a outstanding cook?
Oh, yes.
Debbie Lobato. She can cook. Oh, so I mean, I shouldn't ask who's the better cook, but she can really, really cook. And I know you can really, really bake, but I've never had your actual food. So, we'll figure this out.
I would love to cook and bake with Debbie. Just for you, Dominic.
Wow. Well, she can really, 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 really cook. But Liz, thank you for the wonderful call, and love going out to you. And so now you say relax for a day, don't think about anything. Now, but wait a minute, before you go, you do know that that's nearly impossible for me, right?
You got to try it. One day.
I think they'd have to carry me out in a padded room or put me in a padded room. There's no way.
I think you could do it.
You think I can do it? Okay.
I do. I have so much faith in you. I believe in you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you for the wonderful call. Thank you. I've got to take a break, folks. When we come back, I'm going to go to Sandra in New Jersey. Let's see. We got Jim in Manhattan, Joe in Pearl River, Jim in Nutley, New Jersey, and the calls are still continuing to come in on this Friday. By the time I get home, it's going to be dark, and I'm not going to be able to grill a steak, and I want to go camping, and I want to get on the Amtrak to D.C. I got so many things I want to do. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation final thoughts of the day. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, the lovely, that is Debbie Lobato, says, Liz, we cook from our hearts, so your food has to be delicious. I can only tell you, Debbie, that she can really bake really, really good. Really, 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 really good. And as you know, your food is really, 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 really good. And I'm still amazed because when I was at Debbie's house, her husband was on the, folks, you could tell where my head is, right? The food right now. I'm hungry, right? Her husband was on the grill, taking care of the ribs. Debbie's going back and forth, all these great Italian dishes that make you want to bite your fingers. And there's nothing but platters in front of me. And every woman at the table there with their significant other, Debbie was like, oh, they all cook as good as me, meaning her. And then they were like, yeah, we cook very well. We cook. And I'm looking at all these women. I'm like, wow. So anyway, so that's where my head is. I don't know. I got to get something to eat. Carlos and Philippe, maybe it's going to be too late for me to do a steak. It's going to be too late by the time I get home. It'll be dark and depressing. Let's go to Sandra in New Jersey. Sandra, did you do the 100 laps swimming this week?
No, not this week. Starting next week.
Next week?
I was next week I'll start. But I wanted to say I love how Judith adores you. I mean, what she said from her heart, how she looks forward to this 3:00 time. And it's so true for all of us. We all adore you, Dominic.
Oh, thank
you. It's so true, and I wish I could compete with the cooking, but I do have another tie for you. I was hoping you were going to come Tuesday, but I know you can't, so I saved it. I have another one for you. It's a little different from the other.
Thank you. Tuesday, while you're doing your event at the Women's National Republican Club, and I'm going to let you speak in a second, I'll be speaking to, I'm on like a little mini tour of different community groups, and it starts on Tuesday when I'll be discussing the recent election for mayor before Westchester business leaders. So I knew there was a reason why I couldn't be at your event, but I will be in Westchester. Plus I have the show, and it's all over the place. So Sandra, tell me about your event again that's coming up.
Well, I thought that after this election, people are going to be either happy or not happy. Either way, it's time to have a discussion group. So I asked Rob Astorino if he would be the leader to do this, and he said that's exactly what he likes to do,
He's
a forum-style discussion. Yeah, so that's the plan. So, I hope people come. I mean, we have a nice amount coming, but there's always room for more. And you could speak your heart. You could say how you feel, and you can discuss your concerns, and we can all hear how we all feel. Everybody feels differently.
And if you haven't been to the Women's National Republican Club, it's a site within itself. So Sandra, I want you to do me a favor and have a great weekend and all that good stuff. So you can't put up any more signs this weekend because Chitterelli didn't win, but you gave it your best.
I gave it my best, and I still think he should have been the winner, but he will go on to do bigger and better things because he's special, and I'm not worried about his future.
He's a very special, positive man. Sandra, thank you for the great call. Regards to your husband. I hope his health improves. And Liz Rosenblatt just tweeted, sending Tammy love and healing. And Tammy, if you can reach out to her on social media, I'll just say this about Tammy Tucci. Tammy was with me at my lowest of low before I was on full time, and she was always there for me, always positive. And I could discuss anything with her and it wouldn't go any further than me and her. And right now she really, really needs our love and our support. And I'll be discussing more about this, but I have to run it past her first. Let's go here to Joe, line 3, Orange County. Joe, we got 45 seconds left to the program.
Hi, Dominic. Wasn't the mayor of San Francisco recently removed from office before even serving a full year? Chesa Boudin. So we have hope in New York, too, then.
Right, but what was the reason there? I'm trying to remember. It was a recall. It's different. It was a recall. We don't have that here.
I'm not sure if it was I know
I'm almost positive it was a recall. But once the first Muslim mayor takes office politically, and Kathy Hochul's going into an election year, oh no, she's not gonna. He could do almost anything, and she's not going to remove him from office. And oh, by the way, Joe, the district attorney won re-election. Anyway, folks, and now all it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder,
what the heck is going on here?
If you're looking to create, grow, and sustain your wealth, download and subscribe to the Pain Points of Wealth podcast at BeBullish.com with Bob, Ryan, and Chris Payne. It's your podcast for market insights, money tips, and real talk on the economy.
Download and subscribe
at BeBullish.com.